Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rokta here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today, as you can see by the top, shout out to Cassus for getting me this top, we are taking out the birds. Now this is a profile I think I did around 3 to 4 years ago now, so it has been time in the making, and the reason I'm making this is that this video takes place right after the brand new Forbidden Unlimited list. Make sure you do check that out if you haven't seen it, and I think Flu is in the perfect position to start dominating the meta. If you want to play a budget deck, you play Flu. If you want to play a control deck, you play Flu. If you want to play a combo deck, you play Flu. If you want to play a shiny deck, you play Flu. And finally, if you don't know what to play, you play Invoke. So with all that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy the deck profile, and it's going to cut to a rogue tier that is now not wearing a cool top and is talking to you about the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the next. So starting off with the main deck, it is 40 cards for consistency reasons. Everyone who plays Flu will know why consistency is such a big thing in this deck. Play triple Robina. The ratios are pretty standard, but I'll explain to people who don't know what they do. Robina grabs you a level 4 or lower Winged Beast on normal and then grants you another normal summon. And all of the Floowandereze have that effect that on summon they're going to do something and give you an additional normal. They all share the effect that when they leave the field they are banished face up. And the little birds at least share the effect that if a Winged Beast is normal summoned to your field while it's banished, you can add them back to your hand. So it's very recursive, very control-y type deck. And our main target off of Robina is the Eaglin. And Eaglin on normal summon grabs you a level 7 or higher Winged Beast, and obviously has all the other effects of Robina. So these two are your main combo starters, and they all pretty much end you usually on the M-Pen. Now M-Pen's a bit different. When he is normal summon, he's going to add you a Floowandereze spell or trap from your deck to your hand, so that's fantastic, usually the trap. And then he grants you the extra normal, but you can end the chain there. And he also has the effect that while he's tribute summoned and he's in the main monster zone, your opponent's special summoned attack position monsters just have blanket negated like Skill Drain, and also he can banish a card from your hand, and that opponent's monster's current attack and defense becomes halved, so you can get over really big beat sticks as well. So really, really nice. For our other little birds, we have the one Token. We only play one Toucan or Token, however you pronounce it, because it's not as good as Eaglin or Robina. But on normal summon, he's going to target one of your banished Flunder cards and add it back to your hand. You can recycle M-Pens like that. And then, of course, we play the one Stree. Stree is the opposite of Token. He's going to banish a card from the graveyard, and then you're going to get additional normal that way. Rounding off the Winged Beasts, we have the one Riser. Fantastic card. Ability to stack your opponent's deck or your deck, and also just put cards away from the field back into the deck, which is fantastic. And that's really, really useful because he is a Winged Beast, and you will get his extra effect because you are attributing Winged Beasts, and they are wind. And then Mist Valley Apex Avian. Some people don't play this card. I still play him because he's just a generic Omni Negate in terms of he's on the field, they activate anything, return him to the hand, negate the activation, destroy that card. Then if you flip the trap, you can actually get him out again, so you get 2 Omni Negates in a way, which is really, really nice. So that's it for the birds. This is pretty standard. The only thing I've seen is that some people play 3 M-Pen and they drop the Mist Valley Apex Avian. But apart from that, everything else is very, very standard. There's nothing groundbreaking here. For the hand traps, one of the primary reasons you play the deck, Dimension Shifter. The only hand trap you need to play in this deck, and when you see Dimension Shifter on combo, I think this is the strongest deck in the meta by far, because so many decks just can't out the Shifter, and then on top they have full Flu combo, which recycles itself every single turn during yours and your opponent's and gains advantage. And they're also skill drained as well because of the M-Pen. So absolutely crack card. I wish you could see this in every hand with Flu. We have triple of the Field Spell. Field Spell is fantastic. It basically grants you a way to keep playing if they negate your initial normal summon, because this grants you the additional normal. Also, you can start off with this, and then if they stop your summoning chain, you can just normal summon for your turn, which is really, really nice. And also gives you disruption on your opponent's turn. Whenever they normal summon, immediately you normal summon. So really, really amazing card. And I also play the Terraforming because you just always want to see the Floowandereze Field Spell. For the quick play, we I still play 3. I see people dropping this because they play the other quick play, which I do play as well, but I still play triple Floowandereze and the Advent of Adventure. Amazing for dodging negates, dodging hand traps, fantastic. In time, this is your win condition as well, because you just randomly gain 500 life points. So they even gave the deck a win in time condition, which is fantastic. We have, for the pot cards, triple Pot of Prosperity, which always goes for 6. So that's extra consistency there. As I said, the deck struggles a lot from consistency, and many of your bricks are because you just drew unplayable, in terms of you didn't see any small birds, you just saw big birds, and Pot of Prosperity really helps. We also have triple Pot of Duality. Very, very rarely are we going to special summon from the extra deck. We barely use the extra deck. We just use it as pros fodder. So triple Duality is very free in this deck as well. And again, grants you more consistency. For a spell I really enjoy, I play double Dimensional Fissure. This is like a shifter that can't be call by'd, but with the downside is it's face up and it can only be used during your turn, can only be activated during your turn. But is a 4th and 5th copy of Dimension Shifter in a way, and just it does only monsters, which obviously isn't as good as Shifter, but can be activated at any time, even if you have cards in the grave. So really, really nice. We play Thrust as well. That's a big part of the deck. You can thrust into probably one of the best thrust targets in the game. I'll get to that when we get there, but Thrust is insane, and we play a lot of targets for it. We play the one of the Continuous Flunder spell. Really, really fantastic card. Allows you to tribute your opponent's cards for tribute summons, so you can get rid of back row and annoying floodgates like that. Fantastic. Really, really good. And also, it's draw power. If you reveal 2 wing beasts in your hand, place them at the bottom of the deck and draw 2 cards. Helps with unbricking. We play one of the Swallows Cowrie, I believe is how you pronounce that card. Swallows Cowrie. And again, it acts as an extra Floowandereze quick play spell, and it's really, really nice. For the thrust targets, we have Tactics and Dark Ruler. We want to be able to break boards going second, so I do place some board breakers with the thrust, and the talents as well serves the purpose of punishing our opponent if they hand trap us, and also board breaking going second. For the traps, we play Double Evenly. Again, really, really good for board breaking, and this is the post ban list, so board breakers are insane because there is no more real generic Omni Negates, and Baron and Savage Dragon are gone. So these are going to be sticking, and they're going to be hurting your opponent a lot. We play one of the Floowandereze and the Dreaming Town. Can arguably play 2. I see that argument. I think 1 is okay because you can recycle it. So, but playing 2 isn't wrong either. I just play 1. And I play the 1 Harpy's Featherstorm, which I believe is the best thrust target in the game. They stop you on they stop you for essentially like on an Eaglin. You thrust, you set this, and then during your opponent's turn you flip it, and they just can't activate any monster effects that turn. That's amazing. You turn skip them for essentially punishing you from stopping your combo. So you can't play, but then they can't play either. So that's why I think Featherstorm is fantastic. So that's it for the main deck. Let's now move on to the extra deck. Starting with the extra deck, you don't really use this that much, but I have optimized it in case for those very, very niche scenarios. The only link for we play is the access code talker. You can make this with your Charmers if you take a link to a higher monster. So if you take a Promethean Princess, for example, I don't know how you would because they would just chain it. You can just use a 3 and count the Charmer as a link 1. So if you take a 2 or 3, you can make an access code. We play SP Little Knight for the same reasoning that we play the Charmers, and we can banish some cards from our opponent. We can even banish our own cards, which is pretty cool and has come up once. We play Heater and Dark. These are our ways of turning our birds into Charmers. How do we do that? Because we play Anima, which is a Dark, and we play Almirage, which is a Fire. And this takes a normal summon with 1000 or less, so any of your Floowandereze, and this takes a level 1 monster, which is most of your Floowandereze as well. Oh no, they banned Linkuriboh. What a shame. This deck didn't really need it anyway, so yeah, another reason why Linkuriboh shouldn't have been banned, guys. For the Xyz monsters, double Zeus, because sometimes the second Zeus comes up and we have the space, so why not? We play the 1 Sky Crisis as well. Again, can come up, so we play it. We play the Downward Magician package with a rank 1 Lyrilisc Assemble Nightingale. I also play an extra rank 1 because we have space, so I play the Slacker Magician. Going with the art theme here, Slacker into Downward feels nice. But the reasoning behind this is if they have a way of inflicting with your Lyrilisc, for example, if they have like a Book of Moon-ish effect that targets but doesn't destroy, your Lyrilisc is pretty useless because it protects itself from battle or card effects, but it can be flipped down. Slacker Magician, on the other hand, whenever it's targeted, can negate that, and it also just can't be destroyed by battle. So you get more materials with your Slacker Magician in those scenarios. And for our last 3 cards, I just play, I'll just show you, stuff that goes well when sent from the extra deck to the grave. Why are we playing this, you ask, if we can't send cards? Voiceless Voice is looking to be one of the best decks of the format, and some of the variants do play the Dogmatica package, and in those scenarios we punish them heavily because we can we always send Garura for a draw, we can send Tri Brigade for the times our hands are really bad and get an extra draw and then a putback, or the spicy tech, instead of Entis we send the Fossil Warrior Skull Knight, because Entis has to pop there and then, whereas Skull Knight you can banish it from the grave during your turn and then pick what you pop as long as it's a monster. So I prefer the Skull Knight for that reason. For example, if they go Dogmatica package and then find a way to the Guardian, the Entis wouldn't have been able to do anything because it would have just popped the Maximus. Whereas this would already be in the grave during your turn. You can banish Skull Knight. I know you can't target them, but if you can remove the Continuous, and then you can threaten the pop on the Skull Guardian as well, which is pretty nice. So, and we don't play Super Poly either because we can't special in this deck. And if we do special, we can't use our birds, so that is why we don't play Super Poly in the side. Speaking of the side, let's now move to it. Starting this side deck, we play triple Infinite Impermanence. Not only is this good going second, but it's also an extra hand trap. If you know you're going second, you might as well side it in. This and Shifter can put in some work. We also play triple Cosmic Cyclone for the back row matchups. We don't want to be dealing with them. They can go away. We play double Dark Ruler as we play 1 in the main, so we're just playing the missing 2. We're playing the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, which is an amazing thrust target into back row. The spicy tech of the Book of Eclipses. We're back on the Book of Eclipses. Why? Because this can out Thunder Dragon Colossus, which is fantastic. I know Book of Moon can do that as well, but Book of Moon targets, and Book of Eclipse just felt better because it doesn't target and it does multiple things, unlike Book of Moon. If you don't have Eclipse, you can play Book of Moon. If you want to be a Giga Chad, you can play Book of Lunar Eclipse. But those are just for the real Sigma males. We play 1 Change of Heart. Again, an amazing thrust target. Just take things and, you know, you're not specialing them, so it's fantastic. You can do your full, you can take it and still do your bird combo. We play the 1 Evenly, again, finishing off the playset because we do play 2 in the main, and then finishing off the Feather Storm because we play 1 in the main, so we can side these in going first, which is absolutely fantastic. So that is the end of the bird deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy. I think I posted this deck a very long time ago now on the channel. I think it was probably when they just came out, so like 3-4 years ago potentially. So I hope you guys did enjoy the birds, and if you did, make sure you do let me know that you did. And what deck are you going to be playing this format post Banlist? I really want to know. Please do leave a comment down below and tell me. Are you playing Branded? Are you playing some anti-meta? Or are you sticking to Snake Eyes? I'll catch you all in the next video, and thank you for watching.